Hey everybody, welcome back to Soul School, and we're joined by another member of the Lowrider Band. Very, very excited. Welcome to the show. I just had a ball talking to your buddies, man.
Oh, my counterparts?
Yeah, man. We talked about everything you could think of, from Eric Burton to Mike.
Well, you know,
Kurt.
Howard and I've been around each other for 50 years plus.
Well, you guys grew up together in grade school or something?
Well, Howard was born March 15th, 1946 in San Pedro, and I was born March 17th. I'm a chocolate Irishman. March 17th, 1946 in Long Beach. And that was before they built the bridge that run across the harbor. And so him and I just seemed like we'd just been around each other since we were like probably about 14, 15. We started being together. So Howard's father, BB, our bass player, his daddy, my daddy, and Jack Nelson, all, and they used to take us to our gigs. We were too young to go. So we started playing at Fort MacArthur down there in San Pedro, over from the harbor. And they used to sit waiting on us.
Wow, you were playing drums and stuff like even back then?
Yeah, we were playing. We was hanging out. We got a chance to be around Big Mama Thornton. I was with Big Mama Thornton the night that Johnny A shot himself in the head. She had a club called The Web in South Los Angeles, and we was playing at Morris Swing Club on Main Street. And that's where Sam Cooke was a Tuesday or Wednesday night on an off night up on Main Street, South Los Angeles. Sam Cooke came in there. He was sitting at the bar. He wanted to meet us. I'll never forget walking out, looking across in this field, and I seen this big sign, and there was his XKE, metallic.
So, man, since you dropping game like this, I got to ask you ever go through Red Fox's club that he had in Watts back then?
Oh, yeah. Red Fox, we were around all of them. Our band was the first black band booked on the Sunset Strip. Now, we was opening up for Ike and Tina Turner, the OJs, when they was wearing all the white suits.
Yeah, that's when they probably were on Imperial, either King Records.
Yeah,
way back.
Yeah, way back.
Way before, way before MFSB.
And stuff.
Right.
And then in '64, I turned down a full scholarship to Valparaiso University to be a full-time musician. So I took everybody, and we all went and joined Local 47, Vince DeBerry, and that was the horn section for Lucille Ball and so forth. And so they liked us because we were organized. So next thing I knew, they had us playing for all the team fairs at the Palladium, Whiskey A Go-Go, Gazzari's. And we started working with Bob Eubanks in '64. Hello.
Wow. The newlywed game.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it was like, it was an intentional thing that we consciously sat out to be a professional group. We knew if we played long enough that somebody was going to pick us up. And Eric Burton, came and he heard us, and he said, "Okay, you guys are the ones."
You know, it's funny because I just got through talking to your brothers in music about that. I was just telling them out of all the cats that were around, there's no wonder why I keep saying they had the most original sound of any band that was around at that time. I don't care who it is. You guys sounded the most original. You can tell that you guys had serious chops, and everybody complimented each other as opposed to fighting on the music.
Well, yeah, because we found out a long time ago, it's not necessarily the greatest players all together. I mean, you can have a basketball team or a football team, but if they don't complement each other and they work together, you can have the baddest guy, but if he don't ever get the ball, he can't show up. So what we did was we always complimented each other, and we worked together as a team, and that's what we have now. We're not, like they want to say, the Lowrider Band is not just a band. We are a brotherhood.
Well, that much has been clear for like 30 or 40 years I've been studying you guys.
Yeah.
I have to tell you too personally, I got you in here, man, the Midnight Special. They played the Cisco Kid, and actually I need to show that, man. You was, I don't know if you remember that show. You was laying it on that show. I have a couple of Midnight Specials. I was telling you guys, the very first episode, the pilot episode with John Denver, it was you guys and the Isley Brothers. That was actually, and that's not commercially released, but the second one, man, it was a whole different kind of drum arrangement on that Cisco Kid, man.
Well, what it was, when I was young, they was trying to train me to play in some of these dance bands in Los Angeles. I'd go to Music Grant Conservatory, and they tried to get me to play a certain way, certain rudiments and so forth, but it was old man. There was an old man. They called him Foxy John. He's the first black man to graduate from UCLA with his doctorate's degree in filmmaking. John Foxy Bennett, And that persona that you see Bill Cosby had in his first shows, he got that from Foxy John.
Wow.
Yeah, UCLA, because they both. And then John Bennett, Foxy John Bennett, loaned what's his name that money when he made Billy Jack, the film. He was a black brother, right?
Yeah,
Loaned him that money because they all was in school together. So he always told me, he says, Harold, if you're going to succeed, and I'm talking to y'all out there too, you got to find your own style. Because the moment you try to emulate other people and become a cover band or whatever,
Right.
then you ain't the person, see.
Yeah, just like everybody else.
Exactly everybody else. So, and you can't stop growing and learning. Now, praise God, I'm 66 now, and I left the band at 37, and IBM sent me to college. I studied thermomodular nuclear computers, did my internship at the Los Angeles Police Department, the command center. And the reason why IBM picked me, they said they found that musicians and accountants were the best programmers. Right. So then after that, they tried to give me a job, and I went on, I studied music theory, sound physics, electronic music. And then after that, it was too late for me to start being a virtuoso, being a keyboardist. I learned how to read music and play keyboards. And then I just started learning all the new African rhythms, all the Afro-Cuban, all the stuff, see.
See, that's what I was talking about you guys in the first segment. That's exactly what I was talking about. I was telling you guys that, Earth, Wind, and Fire was definitely taking notes on that Last Days and Times album. But there was a lot of different people, Mandrill. There's too many bands to name that it's clear to me, just through my studies, that they were watching and listening to you guys hard.
Yeah, because, see, we grew up in Southern California. So my music, I was influenced by the Latin culture, the African culture, the Eurocentric thinking. So then we had a conglomerate of all that came through us.
I'm glad you're talking about that, though, man, because a lot of people over in the States, man, I can't even talk about, unless I have somebody like you that can really know what they're talking about. Milton Nascimento, one of the greatest cats that you'll ever know, but nobody over here in the States outside of somebody like yourself, on that end will even talk about that kind of stuff, man. So,
well, you have to, because we grew up in a Eurocentric thinking culture as kids. My first instrument was violin, but then I had to relearn and regroup. Like if I go study Abuqua or Bembe or some of those king, or Sichi. Now they think it's reggaeton, but it comes from West Africa. Da, 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 da. That's Sichi. That's African.
That's, like I said, that's why George Duke is so different. And even Maurice White, before he did the All in All LP, he went to Brazil for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, Batucadas, all that stuff.
Yeah, and he came back, and matter of fact, that's Earth, Wind, and Fire's finest effort as far as being well produced. But like what you're talking about, once people start to really know that side of it, then it becomes complete.
Then you can make music. And then our music has always been for the people, the masses. We don't try to go in and sound like any particular group or anything. We like to create music that's going to be, transcend all that people can listen to and say, wow, that's hip. We like that. Like, why can't we be friends? I'll never forget when Bob Marley and I was walking, last time him and I were together, we was walking in Atlanta, and BB was with me. And we'd done a radio interview, and this before he made his transition. And I'm walking along, and I was right there where you at. We was walking down the street, and BB was on this side. He's in the middle. He do me like this. Bob does me. Bob, he go, your band like my band. Street band, street band. I do song for you. I do song for you. Stand up, stand up, stand up for your rights. He didn't tell Lonnie Jordan or anybody that. He told me and BB walking down the street, and they gave me a copy of the album that had it in there. And it came directly from Slipping in the Darkness. Another person that was always really great with us was Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix was going. We'd be over there. The last time we actually broke bread together and ate dinner, we were in Soho, there in London, Soho district. And I look at Jimmy. He's taking me down an alley, and I look at him. He looked back. I said, Jimmy, where are you taking me? He looked back over his shoulder. Come with me, Brown. I'm going to show you how to eat when you come to Europe. His favorite food was chicken tandoori because it had all the gravy and the peas and so forth and et cetera. Now, that's coming right from, I have to know that stuff. That ain't coming from something I read.
I'm loving this because you just segued the perfect way for me to get out here and close the show. Man, we're going to close with Why Can't We Be Friends, which is the epitome of what these cats have been about. And believe it or not, before most people, these guys were doing concept videos. And just when you look at this piece, it's from 1975. You got Klansmen, you got politicians,
Well,
you
look
got
at
ghetto
that. You
people.
got Lowrider.
I mean, but yeah,
We got over $1 million worth of 16 millimeter film in the vault.
When I saw that, I was just like, just the whole idea to be thinking like that in
Well, look at
1975.
Lowrider, that video on there. I shot that. And I did all the titles. That was an A and B roll. That was before we had all the fancy yada, yada, yada. I shot that. Hanging when they see the police coming by there down on Woodian, I was hanging over the side of the freeway with a rope tied around my waist, shooting it. I was suction cups on the side of the car and stuff. So see, we've always been in front of the cutting edge.
Oh, there's no question.
Yeah.
There's no question.
And I love it because right now we're even at that point, you know. But and then also on that note, why can't we be friends when they made the Soyuz hookup? When the Russians and Americans came together, our song was the first song to be beamed into outer space. Check it out, y'all.